grandmothers are not supposed to die in car accidents. They're supposed to die from cancer or fall asleep, quietly die in their sleep, or have a heart attack, like my other 3 grandparents did. My grandmother was both the classiest and oddest woman I probably knew. She followed all the rules about china and silver and tablecloths and how we do, you know. But in addition to that, she had this whole other side to her as well, which I didn't discover till I got a little bit older. As a kid, I would go visit her, and I would think she was like the coolest because she had candies. Now I'm dating myself. If you know what candies are, you know. She always wore this like dark nail polish, but she had all the different pastel colors, so when I went to her house, I could paint my nails with all the pastel colors. She used to foam up my orange juice. She always put it in the blender and she foamed it up. She she always wore jewelry. There's a picture of her on the front of a physical therapy magazine. She's in the pool with her plastic white beads on, in the pool, around twice. She always wore open-toed, sling-back heels, except for the candies, no sling-back. She had I looked at the vase on the table one time when I was older, and it said, "Beer drinkers make better lovers." And then I found this thing that she brought back from the Bahamas, which cut off about here and had fringe on it, and it said Bahama Mama. So she met her boyfriend when she went to Parents Without Partners. She was wearing this one-shoulder dress, and she put her name tag on her skin, and he thought that was very, cool, and then they ended up dating. She took me to the Art Museum in Philadelphia, to the Picasso exhibit. She always took me to little theaters. She took me out for dinner and let me sit at the bar, and people would hit on her. But the thing that was most interesting about her, she was very uncomfortable with being of an age. And so she tried very hard not to look that way. In fact, we called her Mère because she was having no part of grandma, and not even grand-mère. Mère is French for grandmother. She wasn't even having grand-mère, so we called her Mère and my grandfather Père. And we never knew how old she was because that was just unacceptable to know. But she had this strange makeup routine. So as classy as she was and as glorious as she was in her early pictures with the upsweep and these stoles and all that sort of thing, as she aged, she kind of was trying to hang on to that. So she had this weird makeup routine where she would put Vaseline on her face, so it was real shiny. And somewhere along the line, she shaved her eyebrows off, I guess, when that was a big thing. Sort of like people who did in the 90s are now regretting that. And so she drew them in with an eyebrow pencil, and every once in a while she'd go like this, so she'd have eyebrow like here, and then a space, and then here. She wore bright red lipstick, and her hair was this really bleach blonde kind of long Philistillery kind of hair, just really kind of out there. And I, as a teenager, was just mortified that she had this Vaseline eyebrow thing. So I tried to trick her into getting better makeup by taking her to Merle Norman for a makeover. I ended up getting lots of makeup, but she just went back to her old way. I didn't manage to switch it over. So she was just she just was not your normal grandmother. So when we went to the funeral home to see her after this accident, I'd never seen a dead body before. And my grandfather passed away, and he had a memorial service, but I didn't see the body. So I was very nervous about seeing her there at this viewing, and we had a private viewing first. So we go walking in, and I'm, I guess, 22. So my cousins, my mom, my aunt, we're all around. And we walk in, and there she is. And her hair is coiffed with these lovely curls, and she has this pale pink lip, she's pale lipstick, pale, she looked so lovely. And we were standing there and we looked at each other and we're like, who the hell is that? This is not right. She would be mortified looking like this. So we're like, does anyone have, we're like trying to call the guy over. Does anybody have an eyebrow pencil? We need some like really gauche red lipstick over here. And so we're trying to we're like, oh, just, of course no one had Vaseline, and if they did, we didn't want to know about it. But so we basically were just trying to figure out how, we could make her look like herself. So someone actually did have an eyebrow pencil. So my aunt, and my mom's like trying to mess up her hair, and my aunt's there trying to put on this eyebrow pencil, and the funeral director came flying across the thing, and he goes, "Don't touch her." At which point all the giggling stopped, and we remembered that she hit a bridge abutment at 60 miles an hour on her way back from Atlantic City with her boyfriend. And that her beads had been in the car with those beads, and my mom found them, and they had blood all over them. And we realized that if we had touched her, they had reconstructed her whole face, so it would have fallen apart. And then it got less funny. But Mare was awesome, and the best thing ever was when they put the obituary in the paper, they said she was 67. She was 77. Best thing ever. Thank you very much.